Hi, my name is Lungi, and this is Tales Under the Tree. In today's tale, I'll be sharing my encounter with a girl named Felicia. This was back in 2014, I think. Yeah, and I was studying in Cape Town. At the time, I was living with a family, and we had quite a good relationship. And so, most of the times, if students wanted to come and view the place or they were moving in, they'd usually trust me with actually orientating them and showing them around and just basically making them feel welcome into the home. So it was no different with this lady Felicia, this young lady Felicia. So Felicia, at the time, she was very desperate for a place, like because she was already late for school and all that. So she really needed a place like urgently. And so she moved in quite quickly. And at first, she was quite shy and a bit timid. But I mean, your girl's got a vibe. So I made sure that she felt welcome pretty quickly, and we hit it off right after that. And as we were getting to know each other now, now there's excitement. Now she's feeling like, yes, I have arrived. And for her, it was a great feeling because she had been there, I think, for about 2 weeks or so, and just trying to find her way around a new city because we were in Cape Town at the time and she was coming from Bloemfontein. And so she felt, there's someone now finally that she can be open with and just feel at home, or somebody that was there to just help her navigate around the new space. So as we're getting to know each other more, how became something that became a bit of a like when you discover something about somebody and then it's like so it was one of those moments when now our beliefs came into play. Because I mean, the family that I was staying with, one, was a Muslim family, and I'm a Christian. So already that was a bit of a when I arrived, because they also found out later. I mean, I play my gospel music wherever I am, so that is how they were just like, yay, this child is out here doing the most with the gospel music. But we managed to work around that. And then now, girl comes with her own on top of the mix. Girl says she is an atheist. Yo. And I mean that honestly wasn't my response at the time, because it wasn't a new concept. It wasn't something that I didn't know about. Having a background of being in a ministry where we would go to different places and we would encounter all sorts of different kinds of people that we'd have to maybe counsel or facilitate certain lessons to, and so forth. So the idea and the understanding of atheism was nothing new to me. But now, having to share my room with an atheist, that was quite new to me. I mean, I've never had somebody in my life who said who openly admitted to being an atheist. And so I wanted to understand where it comes from. How did she get to a point of saying, okay, I'm an unbeliever? So then she told me her story of how she had lost her father in a tragic way a few years ago in her teenage years. Now, already teenagers are rife, nje. And then that happened in a family where she felt that her father was her safe place. Her father was the one person that understood her the most in the family. And the family in itself was a Christian family. But now, after that, and having experienced all the pain and trauma that her father's death came with, she felt that there cannot be a God. It is not possible that there is a higher power that cares for you or loves you if they allow such things to happen. And I understood from that point that, wow, her reference of being atheist came from a place of being broken and hurt. And I mean, for us Christians, we tend to want to be like, yeah, believe now, Jesus died for you. You just want to like take it out of the person at that point and just like Bible bash them and be like, yeah, in verse what Jesus said. And honestly, I couldn't, because I mean, I had learned and I understood that when it comes to things like this, when it comes to speaking to a person's heart, you cannot Bible bash. You cannot come and now want to take somebody and like rip them out of wherever they are. So I learned to love her, and all I could do was literally share my life and my experiences with her and she enjoyed my stories of my time within the ministry. So in that, I would tell her about our travels, how we went to this school and that place, and how we experienced this there, we found that. And for her it was quite fascinating. She felt like, oh my goodness, like really this is happening in your life. And I mean, I didn't make much of it at the time, and we only had 3 days together because I moved out of the home 3 days literally after she had moved in. So after that, I mean, we didn't really have much contact for about a month or so. Yes, we still had contact. She'd check on me, I'd check up on her also, how she's doing and everything. And I mean, her being her wild self, eventually I just figured, oh man, girl is probably being wild out there in the world, living her best life, living her best atheist life somewhere, I don't know. And it was after such a long time, and unexpectedly so, I had already moved back to Pretoria at the time. I think it was late 2016. And I had a show that I was doing back here at home, and so I was posting on Facebook and everything. I mean, I haven't heard from this girl in forever, and she sends me a Facebook message. I'm lying, it wasn't even 2016 because it was a long time, maybe 4 years after that. She sends me a Facebook message, and she's telling me about how now life has changed for her, how she is now a believer, how she is now in church, and she is serving, and more than that, she is enjoying it. Because I mean, that there's nothing more than being in a place and feeling home. And she was expressing that to me, that girl, look, I'm so not that girl that you met back then. And telling me about how those 3 days that I had spent with her, my experiences that I shared with her, was what led her to wanting to go back to church and saying, hey, let me see what's actually happening, let me try this God that you're speaking of. And wow, it was at that moment when I realized that sometimes we take for granted the little things that seem like they are nothing. We take for granted our experiences. We take for granted our stories. We take for granted so many things that happen in our lives, and we just see it, man, it happened and that's it. But sharing those things is so important, because for somebody that can be a life-changing point, because you don't know what the next person is taking from that. And as much as at that time I was oblivious of what that was doing in her life and how it was shaping her, it only took those years for me to see that, wow, I did a great thing by literally just being like, hey girl, so this is me, this is what's been happening, this is what God has done in my life. So don't take for granted whatever experience that you might see as little. Share with people, let them experience what they are meant to experience from your experience, and let them be changed in whatever way that they need to be changed. And dear Christian, do not Bible bash the people. Love people, and that way I am sure they will find Jesus in your love, because Jesus is love, and I love all of you. So till the next Tales Under the Tree, I hope you enjoyed this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share with others, and comment. Mwah.